it's only going to be a short blog today because there isn't, in fact, much to report. Week E, the results for that are in sort of. Freestyle cage fighting, I haven't been able to get hold of the results, so I don't know about Jason Norwood and Alex Alexander, but Matt Grice, I believe, did win, so there we are. Again, I wasn't able to get the results of the Matrix 2 event either, so I have no idea how Matthew Friedborn did, but I do believe Anthony Morrison won, so that's good. In Ring of Combat, J.A. Dudley didn't win, and in fact got himself into a little bit of trouble with illegal head kicks, I believe. And in the belated 21 event, Palomino lost. Fabio Melo suddenly disappeared from the card, so I don't quite know what happened to him. Mike Hayes won, and Pat Curran actually won the tournament. It was a split decision victory, and some people say it was quite controversial, but nevertheless he did win. Wasn't, I don't think, picked at all to win that. He managed to beat Roger Huerta and whoever the guy was fighting in the final was, and I don't think that he was sort of best picked to win either. So he's actually done extremely well. Congratulations to him on winning that tournament. Speaking of winning, we have entered the 4 weeks of World Cup extravaganza in football. It's not really something that I watch or care about, to be honest. In the US you probably call it soccer, you probably don't even call it football. But it's going on at the moment in South Africa, as far as I know. England have already had their first game, which was in fact against the USA. And it wasn't the victory that everybody thought it was going to be. From what I'd heard, and I've sort of been force-heard this really, I haven't asked about it, I just heard, a lot of people were thinking that it would be a 2-0 victory, and in fact it was a 1-1 draw, I believe. It's funny because in this country you're not really supposed to be running around with flags or anything like that at all. If you do, you're generally thought of as being part of the nationalist party in some way. Except, of course, for the 4 weeks, or however long of those 4 weeks, England are in a World Cup. And then suddenly St George's flags are everywhere. They are all over clothing, they're on all sorts of little trinkets being sold from a whole range of different places. They are everywhere, on the back of cars, all over the place. So for the next 4 weeks it's all right to be English and to wear or carry your St George's flag. Of course, the moment England go out of the World Cup, it goes back to being a no-no. Funny that, isn't it? And really that sort of leads on quite nicely to the other thing that I wanted to mention. You know, things have been extremely slow on the forum of late. And about the only thing of much interest at the moment is what's going on with the oil slick from BP, British Petroleum, as it hasn't in fact traded under that name for a while. It's been trading under just the BP, the 2 letters, but nevertheless. And of course there's been a little bit of controversy over that as well, mainly because BP has unfortunately dumped a load of oil into the Gulf of Mexico after one of its platforms blew up, and they've been trying to stem the leak for several months now. They've tried everything from, you know, capping it to getting another line down there to a ship to funnel it off, to collapsing the sides of the ocean bed to try and fill the hole. The most worrying one I've heard at the moment is to drill a mile below the surface and detonate some sort of nuclear device in the hope that it will collapse the seam or something like that. I don't know, but it's causing a little bit of a problem. And I understand that the American administration would be rather peeved about it. I think I would. It is a national disaster. But you know, really Barack Obama hasn't handled this at all well. He is diverting something stupid like £200 million in aid to Palestine following the terrible flotilla incident that happened, I think it was a week or two ago. He's diverting all the money there, and rather than diverting money to the people who live on the coast whose livelihoods are now under threat, or cleaning up the ecological disaster, all he seems to be doing is sort of name-calling and pretty unstatesmanship-like comments, including kicking ass, towards people in BP, which is not doing a whole lot of good for his economy or ours, because of course this just knocks the share price down. And you know, although they have committed rather a terrible crime in terms of pollution, they are actually quite important for the economy, and we don't want them to go bust or anything like that. David Cameron hasn't said anything about it, not yet anyway. Having said that, of course, he was out in Afghanistan last week, so hasn't really had a proper chance to address the issue yet, I don't think. He, of course, was not sent to the front lines because his plane, it was thought, would come under attack, so not a lot there. In terms of everything else, well, you know, actually, we're at a bit of a stopgap now because I'm the only one here. My nan is still down in Harrogate, down in Lincoln, unable to sell her flat. Both of my parents have gone away for the weekend, right down to Melton to see other members of the family. And both of my sisters are abroad on holiday at the moment, so I'm like holding the fort here, all on my own. So that's this week's blog. Not a lot to say really, but you know, until next time, be seeing you.